What is up, YouTube? It is Matty and welcome to this war recap where, not this one, where we are looking at Kronos versus the Boozehounds. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but I think Kronos is the feeder to COC and the Boozehounds is the feeder to Beer Goggles. They might be sister clans. I know they're definitely family clans, so apologies to anyone and everyone if I've got that wrong. But I just know that there were players from both Kronos and COC in there, and Boozehounds and Beer Goggles as well. So mixed scrim, 50 versus 50, which is ridiculous. It's going to be a big recap. I've chose the best part of 20 raids to show you from both sides of the attack force, since it was a mixed scrim, so therefore fair game. And we'll start with the Kronos attacks on the Boozehound guys first, because that's where the most of them are. But yeah, in terms of, I think it was a friendly. In terms of, yeah, it was a friendly war. Therefore, no major pressure either side. The score difference was quite large, but that doesn't matter. It's just about getting that practice in with your town on 9, 10, or 11. First one we're going to go for is 44. Every raid I've chose. I mean, obviously I had the best part of 90, 80 raids to choose from. So everyone I've chosen is for a reason, and that's because I felt it was either just a really good solid raid, or there was something unique about it. But most of the raids were Boozehounds. I've got to say, Boozehound has become the most powerful strategy in the game. A lot of this video is going to be different sort of attacks. I mean, there are going to be some Larloons, there are going to be there's at least one drag raid. So there is a bit of variation in here. However, the majority of what I've missed were Boozehounds. So I didn't want to sort of give a false pretense of what the war was, because I think most arranged wars now are mass Valks or Boozehound. Whether it's with or without a walk, it's still a variant of that. But anyway, on this raid itself, a lot of hogs coming in from all different angles. The king, I mean, it's only low level heroes, 10 and 14 on the offensive ones, but just I think the biggest thing I liked about this raid was just the sheer amount of hogs he had left. But if you look at this, a triple Tesla in the corner with a giant bomb over there, so absolute wounded. But luckily a heal spell was saved to go and finish those guys off. Obviously if this was a cleanup attack, you'd have just taken a couple of loons and just dropped it on them right at the start of the raid. But yeah, able to use the heal spell when he needed it, and was able to take care of the troll Teslas in the corner there. So fantastic hit by Charlie. Naughty Florist for dropping those corner Teslas. Sorry guys, we had a glitch there, just had to make sure we were in sync. And the next one we're going to show is the attack on number 41. So we've got Deep Troll Drew versus Deep Fried Graz. Both interesting names. Anyway, Boozehound, big amount of Valkyries here. I think there's 3 in the clan castle as well to take a total of 13 Valkyries in, which is quite a substantial number. All he has to do is find a good route through the base here. We should see if there was CC for... no, actually, I think it was clan castle hog riders. So I think, in my opinion, and I've expressed it in a few videos now, so apologies if it feels like I'm repeating myself, but you get a lot more value from either CC Valkyries or CC Hog Riders, comparing that to a Clan Castle Golem, because hogs, I think just hogs and Valks offer more than just the sort of the slight HP advantage that the level 5 Golem offers you. But personally, I definitely prefer the Valkyries. I think the difference is bigger, definitely more noticeable on the damage per second. So it does, and obviously, and the HP now. So it does make a nice big difference for you. So if you can, I typically like to. However, it's looking... see, this part of the raid, he's dropped the heal spell down. He's still got the CC Hog Riders. And this is why I kept this raid in, because essentially he hasn't even needed to use those Clan Castle Hog Riders at all. And he ends up dropping them down the bottom here, which end up taking down a Tesla. But they're just there to clean buildings, because the rest of the defences have gone down. So just a really nice raid there. I love it when there's a lot of hogs left on a hog raid, particularly when you got that amount of Valkyries and obviously only 21 Hog Riders. It was only a single Golem, which helped with the Hog and Valk quantities, but 21 Hogs on the battlefield and a good portion of them surviving is pretty cool. Next one we're going to show is 37, hit by Silent Wolf. Yeah, it's a Shattered Larloon by the look of the army, and I think it's a really solid one. I think, actually, I remember this one. You look at the value he gets from the kill squad. Firstly, it's a really nice long spread on the golems. What he needs to do now is get a nice entry, which that was a beautiful jump spell, got him into the second and third layer. In fact, got him pretty much access with the queen to a huge portion of the base. And the problem with the base design on this one is that the queen is going to jump over, which he's just done. So if you watch him just aggro his king or get his king onto her, she'll die. But then the golems ran up front and started tanking for him. And with the queen in the position that she's gone in that core compartment, she's got access to the third air defense and the expo. So with his kill squad alone, he's been able to take down, I think, 2 expos, 3 air defenses as well. Because you'll see in a minute, here's the queen, she's going to take it down, which means that he doesn't need his final hound. So he's going to have it sat there. The loons are just rushing onto the air defense now. And that hound's going to start just tanking random defences because they ran out of air defences. So he ends up just dropping the hound just for the sake of it to tank for his couple of loons. And they're just going to rush through that base and trash it, essentially. He's going to have to use loons for cleanup because I don't think he's going to get the hounds popping. And obviously when they don't pop and bring those pups on the cleanup, you have to rely on loons, essentially, and wizards if you bring them. But if you don't bring them, that's it. You can sometimes struggle on the cleanup. I'm going to speed up the raid, but he has got his queen, a couple of wizards, and nice spread on the loons. Swagged out a rage and a haste. So just a really sick attack by Silent Wolf. So good, just a great kill squad that just made the rest of the raid easy. Yeah, 33 is the next one. George W. Cush. Let's have a look, and it is a more traditional Govaho. So CC Golem, naughty naughty. I don't think it's, well, yeah. Anyway, entry point down by 4 o'clock. I typically don't, well, I suppose it's only a level 10 king. If that was a level 30 king, I definitely wouldn't want to drop my golem straight onto him, so where he could hit me, because I just think by the time that you get to actually kill the king, he's done so much damage. He's pretty much killed that first golem straight away. 6 Valks, you don't see that amount much. Typically, you tend to see a bit more, particularly with the new meta and the lower HP. You tend to see more in terms of quantity, but it's pushing through, going through to the core, hopefully able to trigger some traps, and already down with the hogs. Now this is good. Watch what he does. Just a huge wave of hogs going through that entire side from 3 till 12, and they're just going to push through quite quickly. And actually, with the golems and the Valkyries split the opposite way, a really, really nicely placed heal spell. So many of those hogs have survived, and there's not that many point defences left. With the golemites taking down the expo, which they will do. Another heal spell there, which he didn't need actually, because there was no giant bombs. He could have swagged out that heal spell, not a problem. In fact, I'm going to count that as a swag heal spell, even though he placed it just to be safe. It wasn't necessary. A huge amount of hogs and cleanup left on this raid as well. So again, just nicely executed, clean, and awesome. Next one we're going into is number 29. Let's have a look at J Partial. Dropping down the quad, is it quad Larloon? CB Larloon? Cold-blooded Larloon, that's what you call it. So, Max Golem, going to do a bit of tanking for him. Needs to create a route in. He's going to have the jump spell there to be able to just send his king and queen straight into the enemy queen. That's all he needs to do, using a few minions and wizards to funnel. There's the route in. Look, Golem going in now. Queen's following. King in a good angle. Nice and light drop on the king was good. Hopefully it means that the king won't pull the CC. I think he's going to end up anyway, so he's going to need to be early on the poisons. Poison 1 is down, doing a good job. King ability is there to help distract, and that's worked out nicely. And the Queen's in a good solid position. So all he needs to do really is get 1 air defense. If he can get that Expo down as well, it's going to really help him. 1 air defense is done. Good choice of loons to send something at the start. The Expo is down. He might be able to get the sweeper. I don't think so though. The King's going to sort of defend that, I guess. And now we can start the Loon. Protecting the loons is going to be vital. Should have had the second hound down already. Okay, it's in now. Could have got done with a bit sooner on that second hound drop to save some of his loons there. Third hound is down and going straight in, meeting up with the second hound, and the fourth one I imagine is going to come probably around by the mortar. If I can guess correctly, I can't remember. Yeah, there you go. Just seems the logical place to drop it, to be fair. Only thing is with this raid that the Expo is quite far sort of towards the north of the base, which is the end essentially of where he was starting to finishing the Loon, which is always worries me a little bit, especially if the hounds start to fizzle out. But he's kept the hounds with enough good enough health that it didn't matter. The hound is still there tanking, and it's just a shame because he could have had that. It was very close to having this fourth and final hound to pop, but the loon just got there a little bit too quick and took it down. With 3 hounds popped and a couple of wizards and loons on cleanup though, he no problem on the time and was able to get the 3 stars. So great job to J Partial. It's nice seeing, and Loon's still viable considering how powerful Valkyries are, and you can just literally send about 22 Valks into a base and just pretty much fresh hit 3-star most things with 3 or 4 heal spells. Anyway, next attack we're going to show is 23. Let's have a look. By Cartman. Now, Govaho taking in CC. Oh, I think it's Hogs. Can't remember. Doesn't matter. Okay, good earthquake spot. Opened up most of the base. The only thing that's the main thing that's missing is the top side. So there's a couple of wizard towers, arch towers, and a cannon up there, which is going to need to find a route into, as well as a couple of side defences. But with access to most of the base, and he's got at least 14 hog riders, potentially 20. Even if he had 14, I'm sure that would be enough for the base, considering how much he takes down. The thing I liked about this one is how wide and powerful the kill squad is, and how many defences he was actually able to take down. Sorry, I meant just the funneling there, with the golems and wizards on the funnel. And what he's done, but bide his time, is that a word? Bided? Bide his time on the drop, and now with the heal spell there, King and Queen and Valkyries all going straight into that Tesla farm. The troops are just moving beautifully through the base, straight up to the clan castle. Now where the heroes are. A heal spell wouldn't go amiss for the kill squad. I was hoping he was going to drop one down. He's a little bit slow on it. King abilities there. Could have kept the Valkyries alive a little bit longer, and they would have obviously pushed through a bit further through the base. Chose to only heal the hogs. It's not the end of the world. The kill squad ended up sort of fizzling out because of it. But then again, if you're going to use those heal spells for the hog riders, you're trading one thing to help another. So with that amount of hogs and coming up to the final part of the raid now, with a giant bomb there as well, the heal spell was ready to help out. Hogs turn on the skellies. With those done, just again a huge amount of hogs left. The Queen is there, a couple of wizards on the cleanup, Goblin as well. Should pop the Queen ability, I would have thought, at some point. There we go. But he didn't even need it because there were so many hogs. They were just going to clean up anything anyway. So 17 next. Let's have a look. Buckeye guy going to be taken down by Bear. Zed Bear. Let's have a look at the raid. It's a shattered Loon. Entry point. Ooh, where can you get the couple of air defences? And you can see that top compartment is a space where you can get to both air defences with his Queen range. I assume he's going to be using a jump spell just to get into sort of open up those 3 compartments. And if he does, it'll get him access to the Queen as well as an Expo. I mean, hopefully he can get the Expo down. Just got to hope that there's nothing too nasty in the clan castle to kill half his army. A couple of Valks, minions and loons, nothing too major. There is a poisons down there to help slow down the loon as well. You don't really want it to drop off on the king. It hasn't. That's helped him. With a one Golemite on the... Well, both their defences have already nearly gone down. Golemite swing, going to finish it, yes. And the queen was taking unfortunate damage by that side archer tower. But you can already start the Laloon now with the queen and the 2 air defences down, and he's also getting extra tanking from the king and the golem that are taking damage there. The queen's helping out, so it's a very smart decision as soon as those 2 air defences and the queen were down to start the Laloon, because he's benefiting from that. Every second that's happening now with that expo, he's not shooting the hounds or the loons, he's benefiting from that, which is going to help out now in a scenario where he's found a Tesla farm. But it got a rage spell to help push him through. The hounds have got so much health because they've been helped out. The queen's even there to still help take everything down, and that's just it's all gonna pay off for him. Unfortunately, the cannon ended up finishing the queen, but with so many loons, pups, wizards, everything down, he's gonna just demolish the base. So again, nice, clean, solid attack. Great kill squad there, and I like the early timing of sending the loons in because it really helped him. So next one is by Special K. Good breakfast cereal. Anyway, Queen Walk with the Go Varho. So this pre-update was probably one of the most popular strategies that you saw in sort of Elite Wars, I guess. Problem is the nerf of the... Well, it's not a nerf actually. It's the buff of the Expo made it far more difficult to 3-star with it, because the queen, or to do any significant walks, because the queen, or because the Expos were doing such extra damage. It means you have to use more rage spells, and it just generally got more difficult. Now I loved this raid because it was like against all odds. The Queen Walk just completely didn't work. The wall breakers didn't go to the place he wanted, meaning that the Queen walked too far past the air defense, meaning that it was getting shot. He pulled the CC a bit too late, meaning that the dragon went and targeted the healers. So with his queen dead, after not much value, he's now got to take on the rest of the base. And this is what I loved about it, just the sheer grit and determination to carry on. And take the base down and just do the best with what he had. Luckily, one healer survived, so he's getting a bit of heal on the golem, which is pretty cool. Here come the Valkyries in the CC, the king and the Valks that he was carrying in his camp. Jump spell going to allow him through to the queen and a big portion of the base. He's got 13 hogs, that's it. So he's going to have to make good use out of them and good use out of his kill squad now, and choose his heal spells and his heal spell wisely. Now, is he going to heal the Valks? Is he going to heal the Hogs? We're going to find out soon. The Valks are starting to die. Looks like he's already made his decision. A heal on them now wouldn't be worthwhile. So he saved the heal for the Hogs. Dropped that down quite early, actually. But, again, good, nice dropping, sending a few on per defense. The only worrying thing left is that Tesla. Hopefully he can dodge giant bombs now to keep enough health on those Hog Riders. I think he's... just caught one there, but most of the Hogs dodged it. Hopefully there's not one sat right in front of that Tesla, which I don't think there is. A lot of spring though, but there it is, look. And that's why I like this raid, because still got Valkyries alive, even though he'd sort of neglected them on the heal spells. Still got Hogs alive, still got the king on full health. And oh, accidentally left there, sorry about that, but you knew what was happening. It was just down on cleanup anyway. But yeah, great raid. Next one's number 11 by The Natural. Let's have a look. So, Govaho again, with the Queen Walk. I do like specifically targeting the Queen Walk Govahos because I think Queen Walk adds a layer of complexity. I mean, not a huge layer, but a layer. I mean, if you're just using double jump, golems, valks, and hogs, it's not the most complicated thing. All you got to do is just watch the Valks and just heal them, or try and get the most, at least complete the objective you're aiming to do in terms of giant bomb elimination, hero kill, and that sort of thing. But it's quite straightforward. Whereas the queen walk, you know, you have to keep her alive, you have to walk in the correct way, you have to potentially break her in or join up with the kill squad or move away from the kill squad, but you have to look after her and keep your eye on it. And often, in pretty much every raid you do, you have to sort of do a queen walk while something else is going on. So like now, the Valks and the Golem and the King are all going in while the Queen's still walking around the outside. The Queen's going to engage the enemy Queen soon. The big kill squad, the Valks and Golem and King, are actually coming against the CC. Most of the Valks have just died, I think, or a good portion of them. Rage and ability on the Queen there. Probably could have done with either an earlier rage spell to save using the ability, or pop the ability and save the rage. Either one would have been good, but it didn't matter because he did both. But it's easy to panic, especially when things are going on in two different places and you're trying to keep track of where to use heals, where to you know what's going on, when does the ability need popping, when do I drop hogs and all that stuff. But that's why I like watching them back and sitting here knowing that I'm not doing it and I don't have to stress, because I've been there many a times. But great use of hog riders, heal spells, heroes. I mean, it just all worked on this one, so really nice to see. Even a Valkyrie survived down the bottom side over here, slamming through a wall slowly but surely. But the hogs and the heroes have come up to help clean up the base, and he's got the triple there. Great hit. A couple more raids from this war. Number 10, another one by Zed Bear. Good job on the 6-pack. Shattered Larloon. Did he do a Shattered Larloon on his last one? I can't remember. If he didn't, that's impressive, showing his variation. If he did, you're stuck in the past, mate. Get on the Valks. Anyway, see again, this worries me slightly. When you drop a Golem straight onto a level 30 King, it worries me that they're gonna. So the King's just going to slam through it. But I guess he's broke him in early enough. The Queen is straight away on the King. Wizards are on the King as well. So he's taken it down quickly enough. Has got a second Golem in there as well. So it's almost like the first one was a bit of a sacrifice to the heroes. But because the Queen was hitting the Golem and not the King, it's meant that his King's going to slam the Queen. And look at the health he's got left on his heroes now. With that jump spell there to get them through, he's going to have no problem taking 2 air defences down. The Queen will be stuck on that Hound for a little while, but he's got about 4 Wizards, I think, sat all there. 4 or 5, which is quite impressive that he's got them all to funnel and then go inside the base, because they really are going to help out. It's rare that you get to actually see so many Wizards go inside when you carry so few to begin with. 2 Hounds down on the first air defense. Queen's gone clutch and taken the second air defense down, so effectively the third air defense now. Nice rage there, helping the Wizards as well as the Loons and Hounds. Just needs to be careful on his deployment, not mess it up, but I think at this point you could just stop dropping troops and you'd still get the 3-star. So hopefully we're going to see some Hounds pop. That's exactly what he needs. One gone there. There is another one. I'm hoping it's going to pop. I don't know what's left to try and take it down. Is it going to run? Yes, there we go. There's the pop. It's very satisfying when they all do. Anyway, there you go. All defences done, and tell you what, the whole base is done. So great job by Bear for carrying on and taking that down. Number 7 next, and it's going to be a triple by CM Palmer. Now this raid was quite, I say quite, it was really good considering he only got level non-max Valks or Hog Riders and such low level heroes. Very impressive raid. I mean, it's almost like a Town Hall 9 except the extra spell and Golem and Wizard levels. But let's see what he does. Notice that there's no freeze. A lot of the Valks are getting hit by the Inferno straight away. It's just so unconventional to me. The King's walked. I mean, the question is, how do you do it? How has he done it? And I think the answer is rage. Rage and Valks is ridiculous. And because he's used the double rage and just pushed them straight through the base, it's meant that, yeah, even though his King's walked, he was actually able. He's fine. And because the Inferno Towers were so close together, again, it's meant that he could just raid the Valks straight through both of them. I love the fact that the Valks are just continuing to just take down defences. They are max Valks, the ones there, so we obviously had those in the clan castle. But just the use of the Hogs and Valks, it was just a very nice raid, considering the majority of Valks on the battlefield were level 4, same with the Hogs being level 5. A fact his heroes weren't even that high, his king didn't even go inside, didn't carry a freeze spell on 2 multi-target infernos, didn't carry giants to tank the inferno beams. It was just so different to me and my hits on, to be fair, the sort of bases that I'm going for and trying to 3-star, that it just impressed me in a lot of ways. So I really wanted to highlight this was an awesome raid. So yeah, great job. Number 3 is the final one from Kronos' side, and it is a 11 on 11 hit with pretty good heroes both sides. Obviously on the attacker's got fully max, not so much on the defender, but the defender's got max infernos, expos, eagle artillery, not warden but close, and then I mean even wizard towers. So essentially, I mean, it's close to max for Town 11, so that's awesome in itself. 15 Valkyries at least. I imagine there is another golem in the clan castle, but I personally didn't watch this raid. I watched all the others, and I clicked onto the base, saw the caliber of the base, and thought, you know what, I'd rather watch this with everyone. With you guys now, and see what we make it out. I am curious. Oh, it's okay. It's giants. It's probably what I would have done. I like sending in giants as part of the kill squad. The only thing is, I don't like sending them straight onto a wizard tower, particularly a max level wizard tower, because it will make short work of those giants, and they're not going to get much tanking done. So they were kind of pointless. I think in this scenario, a golem might have been slightly better. Although if he's managed to heal them, then he might be okay. But with the warden going in, and the warden's helping out the Valkyries here, their warden's job seems to be to help out the Valks, give them that extra HP buff, and he's raging them through onto that second inferno. And just look at how far through the base they're getting. They're just it's just like they're on steroids. They just slam through. And with the 40 Archqueen, now the question is, how many troops can survive to move back over towards 3 o'clock, which is where the raid's going to finish up. Valk's running ahead, they're going to run to their death, but it's going to bide the time that he needs for his queen, his king and other Valkyries to get into position. So this is where it's all going to kick off, because the warden's there and the healers are there. Everything's getting the benefit of those heals now, and they're just going to keep going and just keep pushing through. You want that king to survive. That king surviving is key, because he's just being that tank for everything at the moment. With him dead and the Barbs dying and the Valkyries dying, the Queen can soon very quickly become the target. But with only 1 defense left, and she's now on full HP, you got the Valks that are going to go up, or the Queen, both of them, they're going to just finish off that arch tower and the few defenses. So great attack. That finishes the Kronos side. Let's move over to the Boozehounds, where we're going to end the video. But there's probably about another 6-7 raids this side we're going to show, starting with number 37. Let's have a look. Let me find it. Here we go. By Floris. Let me see. Queen Walk Govaho, starting south side. Just trying to remember this raid. Because I've had to watch the best part of the 100 raids, it's just, I'm not saying it's just, you see so much, sometimes you can forget which one's which, and what happens. But obviously, as they develop, I'll definitely start remembering. Anyway, early rage spell, needs to be able to get the CC pull at some point. I think he's going to wait until his queen starts walking the right way. Doesn't want to wait too long though. I assume he's going for the CC pull with the queen walk. Maybe the queen's going to pull the CC by herself. Getting some funneling done while this is all happening there. The golem is taking a bit of damage. Not much at all, but some. Maybe she's going to go for the mortar and get the CC pull. There it is. But the CC's gone the opposite side. It's a golem. It's not the end of the world. He needs to heal the Valkyries though, because if he doesn't, the golem will put them on very weak. Let's have a look, see if we can see actually how weak that they get. The heal spell is there. You'll see when the golem bursts, there it is. All the Valks went to half health. And in fact a few died, I think. No, maybe not. But either way, with the heal spell there to help out, that was great. And now he's coming in from the hogs from the opposite side, which is really interesting. Just like a very aggressive use of hog riders, being that the kill squad haven't even got in that deep yet. So he's almost like using the hog riders as sacrifices to protect his kill squad in this case. And it's working out. He's got a few hogs left, but huge amount of Valkyries, and the Queen's on great form. The King's on good health. So everything's going to help with the cleanup once it carries on pushing through the base. Because it didn't have a chance to do before, so just got to wait for everything to catch up a little bit. And there it is, beautiful 3-star, great attack. Next one I'm going to show is number 35, which is pretty close, because hit a scout there by TSL. And I've got to say, I like it when I see a base design I haven't seen before, this being that. Not saying I've seen every base design, but a lot of base designs are much of a muchness in terms of positioning and stuff. I mean, there are some standards you can expect. I'm talking in the anti 3-star remit, of course, not the internet bases. But yeah, this one I thought was nicely unique. What he's doing is doing a bit of a golem walk, which is great. Keeping the Queen alive by the use of tanking golems. It's just a really interesting strategy. Now, how is he going to take on or evolve that into a 3-star strategy? I guess he's just biding his time, taking some defenses down. Hopefully the golems are going to stay alive and keep tanking for him. Hopefully he can get that arch tower as well. I think it is within the Queen's range. Bear in mind, these are only low level heroes. A level 20 king, that is quite high. It depends on what your expectations and considerations are. I think 20 is quite low, but level 16 Queen is very low from my point of view, at least anyway. So he's going into the main portion of the base now. The beauty is, there's a bit of funneling, but not much breaking in required, because it's a big open compartment. And the jump spell is going to get them back through. I love the way they've rejoined it with the Queen. He is going to come into a Tesla farm soon, so being able to help take part of that down with the Queen is helpful for him. He's got to wait for his Valkyries, and he's really taken care of the Valkyries in this raid. Unfortunately losing a few to Springs. 3 just went to Springs, I think. But they've sort of joined it with the hogs, and it came together so nicely. 4 hog riders left in the camp. What are they going to do? Is he going to use him for cleanup? Or is he just going to sit with them and still in the camp by the end of the raid and throw them in maybe? There they are, look. Great hit. Really, really nice hit. Okay, 19, taking a big jump up now. Let's go find it. Tory Hall taken down by Gergen. Let's have a look at the attack. Is this the stoned? I think I don't know if I chose to use this. There was definitely one stoned Govaho in here where there were 3 golems. I think it's not this. I don't think I ended up using it because it just didn't quite work out, or didn't make I guess when I'm choosing raids, anything that's a little bit off in terms of like deployment, or it just it doesn't quite work out. Actually, that's not true. I do show raids where it doesn't work out sometimes, or it's a little bit of a luck happens, or a little bit of determination to carry on. But what I look for is just a well thought out plan and strategy, because I think if I'm showing what I consider to be the best raids, maybe it gives you guys some new ideas and inspirations as well for when you're doing your attacks, and something to look at, because quite a lot of the war clans I go to, you see similar sorts of attacks. The only thing here is he didn't really have a plan to get into the Queen. I assume he was hoping the Queen was going to jump over that layer, that the Valkyries and Golems, Valks and King would get her. But as you can see, she likes to sit behind those lava walls. King ability should get him through, because the King ability does bring all those barbs in, even though they're getting hurt. It maybe has enough just to get her down with the barbarians. Here he goes, and he did, just about. However, still going through the raid now. 7 Hog Riders left. What I liked is the fact that, and I think it's worth a rewatch actually, those Hog Riders, watch how much use he got from them. He's still got a load in the CC, in his camp, and he's now on cleanup. But if I re-watch that one, I'll show you what I mean. He sends those hogs in that you saw there at like 1 o'clock almost, or 12 o'clock, and they just move through the entire base. They're crazy. You'll see in a second. We'll just have to wait for him. He's only got 16 hogs. So watching a moat. Here they go. Look. So he's sending in a group of hogs there. You go targeting those 4 defences, and then they're going to move on to the Tesla, eventually the Expo and Sweeper. So here they go. Still going. Still taking down defences. Watch them just... I'll do it in ×2 speed. Heal spell to help them out, as well as a part of the kill squad maybe. But they're just still moving through the base, and then they join it to where we caught up with them. So massive value from just a small group of hogs. Does a second heal spell on them, and then he's got those 7 hogs in the to boot, which I don't think he even needed. Maybe, but it didn't matter. Got the 3. Beautiful attack. Great use of Hog Riders. So next one we're going to show is number 12. See, cooking through it now. Not too long left on this video, and it's the drag raid that you heard me mention a little while ago. This is a really interesting attack actually. It works out very well. The Queen Walk, the dragons, and there is a hound in the clan castle, and I like it when people do this sort of attack because there's quite a few components to it, and it really you need to really break down a base into quite a few sections to be able to do this sort of attack, I guess. Now, what he's going to do is Zapquake 1 air defense, use his Queen Walk to get 2 air defenses, and use his Hound and Loons to get the other air defenses, and use his Dragons to get the Queen. That's the idea. So if you watch, the Queen's designed to go and take the other air defense down, break in, and then go get the air defense towards 3 o'clock and take all the defenses down en route to that. Meanwhile, he's doing a bit of funneling down the bottom with the wizards. You can see he's going to get his dragons in to go and get the enemy queen soon. I don't know how soon. There's the rage spell for the queen. Hopefully she's going to go in the second air defense, which I can't see any reason why she won't, based on her angle and position. I don't know what he's waiting for on sending the hound loon. Oh, he's waiting for the CC pull, of course. Poison spell down now. He has got the ability if he needs it. Is he going to need it? I'm not convinced. He's doing fine on the heal spell because the poison's there. No, he doesn't need it. Look, there goes the dragons onto the queen. Probably a rage spell for them. Zapquake in the 3rd air defense, and now going to hound loon the final one with the Tesla farm there. Probably use the rage spell on the Teslas actually. That would be a good spot, or a good shout, I think. About to find out. There it is. Look, there's the rage. The Queen Walk's gone great. She's still alive. Hound popped just in time, which is perfect. Rage loons onto that Expo is great again. And there it is. Look, it's just a raid that came together very well, that was very well planned out and nicely executed. So I've got to give credit where it's due. It's one of my top 5 of the war, top 3 maybe. Great hit. Number 9 next with the there's 3 videos to go, including this one. Let's look. Govelo. Okay, so with Govelo, what he needs to do is find a way to get all the air defences, most of them at least anyway. Problem is, 1 air defence is quite off course, 3 are together though, so that's quite helpful. So, 2 golems down, big funnel. Going to use a couple of minions where he can. Always use minions when you can, it's just half the price of a wizard. So if you can use minions to take down key buildings for funneling, then just take advantage of that, because it'll help you. It might help you get that extra Hog Rider or extra Valkyrie in your camp, which might be the difference between a 2-star and a 3-star, or a win and a fail, whatever. Anyway, Valk's in, King and Queen going in. The first 3 air defences are not going to be a question. Shouldn't be any issue with taking all of those down. He has got a rage spell there as well. Was it needed? I'm not convinced. Maybe I reckon even a jump spell would have been better, to be honest. But a lot of those Valkyries have been wiped out. So the question is, what is he going to do to take down that 4th air defense? We're going to have to see. Now, I can only imagine he's going to... He's got a Hound in the CC, actually. And that isn't unusual. He might have a Hound in the CC, and if he does, it makes more sense to me, because it seems like a more complete plan. There's the Hound. I can only assume that he expected to be able to break into the Queen compartment to get, and that his Earthquake didn't quite work out the way he expected, and that he expected that wall to open so he could get the Queen. He didn't, as in it didn't. So what can he do now? Queen on Queen, pops the ability, boom, she's dead. So lucky that his Queen moved in a nice position, so he could capitalise on that. Is the Hound going to pop? I can't even see its health. It's looking low. It depends how quick it is at rushing up to this final arch tower. Hopefully, there we go. That might mean that we will get the pop. I like the way he's dropped the loons so they're on the sides. Huck, just for completeness, please. Yes, there we go. Lovely pop. And yeah, loads of loons left. Really, really nice raid. So, another great one. Good to see. Hope you're enjoying this this recap. Actually, I am. I'm going to show 2 raids now. None of them are 3 stars, but look at this. Slash. If you don't feel bad for Slash, you're inhuman. Look at this. 298%. And I am going to show a version of my base on here, or the base I use in this war, because it's pretty crap. So if you want to steal it, be my guest. It was my Town Hall 9 base, which I added Inferno as an extra wall to. So yeah, it's not really a Town Hall 10 design by at all. It's just a Town Hall 9 that's had Inferno spot on it. Obviously I've adjusted certain things for the extra defences and extra wall, but that's a glorified version of what it really was. So whether it makes a good Town Hall 10, I doubt it. But this is the base I was using. Uses Govarho to, well, yeah, Valks, Golems, Queen, King, everything to push in at the start and try and get through to the enemy Queen here. Trying to take everything down, as much of the base as he can, and then actually he's using loons. Now he's a bit early, particularly on, look at how many loons are dying here. 2, 3 loons just died there, including which would have taken down that arch tower. So if he'd have been that little bit more patient on those, I think he might have even had a different result, because with those loons surviving, it would have helped take down anything else that was out there. But those pups are doing devastating work to his Valkyries, so it's actually working in my favour as a defender. He did get all the defences down, so he has beat the base, but those pups are just killing him, and end up, yeah, the mini bomb on the Queen finishes her off. So, just so unlucky for him. I've got to say, so unlucky. There go those 2 storages getting away. So if if those loons had survived, if the Queen would have survived, if the pups would have been killed, anything like that, it would have been the 3. But he didn't. Not quite. Next one is this one, 98%. I love the walk. Watch the start. 3 healers as well. 3 healers, ballsy in my opinion. So, okay, but he's not coming across any expo, so it's very viable. Now the question is, how can he deal with the loons, the dragon, and the defense? Takes the cannon down just as the CC arrive, which is perfect, and just as the loons arrive, they start dying from the poison. And a good wizard there to help push the Queen the right way. So all that is great. Working lovely so far. Now got 2 arch towers on her, but once one's down, she should start regaining health, or at least plateauing a little bit with the mortar gone. Again, she should start regaining health, but she will move out of range of it soon, which she just has done. So she's going to be in a good position now. She's going to carry on walking, and so far so good on the value wise. Now this is where he's going to start his kill squad entry, and the perfect good thing about this is that the healers should help out with the golem and or heroes and or Valkyries, because when they're there, the only thing is if they don't get shot down, but unfortunately it looks like they're gonna, at least one's dead. It looks like we might have all 3 dead actually by the end of it. Yeah, unfortunately guys, I was hoping he was going to get some healer action on this, but he didn't. Chose to freeze the singular target. I'd have chose the multi, that's my opinion. Raging the Valkyries through is a smart decision. Just pushing them in, getting the defences down. Doesn't really have anything for the back end in terms of spells. Going to have to break through. I meant jump spell wise, because the Valkyries are starting to fizzle out, the ones that are stuck on the wall. But using hogs to help take down some of those defences. So much is going on. He's got 2 hogs left. Where he uses those is going to be key for the raid, and you can see here that the queen now getting shot by the arch tower. He's going to have to probably pop the ability to get it down, which is, he had to use the ability there, didn't really have much of a choice. There's 2 hogs going in on the mortar now. Probably again could have waited a little bit longer. The queen would have taken the mortar down. The queen would have also taken the wizard tower down, and probably could have used the hogs to target the arch tower when it was targeting the queen. So yeah, not 100% convinced on the final hog drop. Then again, maybe that would have been the difference between the 2 and the 3 star. It's always little things that come back to haunt you, and little decisions. But yeah, 98% again. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this war. There's a great range of attacks in there. Some ones that I really enjoyed showing, and it was just a fun war to be in. Unfortunately for me, my attacks were absolutely abysmal. And if we look at my the 25% was because a loon drop killed all my Valkyries on the kill squad, and I just quit because I was it was a rage quit. And on number 6, I can't even remember what that one was. I think my Valkyries got killed instantly on both raids because I was a bit slow on dropping. Worst war for me on my Town Hall 10 since the update. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and see you on the next one. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel before, why not hit that button now. Peace.